last game, let's quickly get to. Of course, we have to talk about Arch Manning, who, oh my God, the performance that he had.
Yeah.
He ends up going for. Wait, I had it written down. He ends up going for 233, 4 touchdowns, 9 of 12 passing, which is very hilarious that he only needed 9 completions to go for 223. That is an ass whooping. Now, it was against UTSA. They won 56-7. I don't know. He came in to replace Quinn Ewers, who went down with an injury. I don't know, and I'm sure we won't know until probably a few days, his injury situation. I think that this eventually will start a very complicated conversation.
I would say so.
And a very messy one, because Quinn Ewers looked amazing last week.
Yeah.
And Arch Manning looked also amazing. I think it's reactionary, extremely reactionary to say that Arch should maybe start. Completely reactionary. But he's got this on film. And if Quinn Ewers reverts back to the mean and struggles at any point in a game and you need a spell, I don't think it's wrong to say, let's put Arch in there. We're down by 15 to a team that we should be beating. Let's just put Arch in there. Quinn, take a blow. Let's see what we can get going. The only real takeaway you should have from this is that this kid is going to be phenomenal next year for Texas.
Who did I'm blanking badly right now. Who did Tua replace in the championship game?
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, this is kind of giving me those vibes where, holy yes, we got this guy.
For anyone who wants to say that's a ridiculous thing to say, that literally happened in a national championship game where they said,
what balls?
Yeah, Jalen Hurts isn't working. Let's put the freshman in. So I don't want to hear anyone in the comments saying some bullshit. They're like, oh, what, you don't know what you're talking about. Why would that ever happen? But yeah, my ass.
I wasn't trying to wind you up.
Yeah,
Arch had 5 touchdowns today. It's UTSA. I get it. UTSA is.
He also had the corked up long rushing touchdown.
The long rushing
touchdown.
Which, it got white quarterbacks and white fans all over the nation cheering.
A little too hard.
Yeah, I would say so. People are getting real proud and getting their emotions mixed up. But it is a bevy of riches for Texas. And I mean, Sark has to just be so happy with this because he knows he's got an elite guy in Ewers. And now Arch Manning's getting some live bullet reps. He's sharp. He's not making a bunch of mistakes. He's not out there getting crushed by big-time Power 5 teams that could get to the backfield. If he stepped in against Michigan, I'm pretty confident that the game would go a bit different. But against UTSA, you're getting this is a great little start. You get basically a full game out of the guy, and he's getting more comfortable, and he's good. It's a win-win. Texas is back. I think they're back. If it's not this year, it's next year. If it's not next year, it's the year after. But they are legit.
No, they're back.
They're legit cooking something up.
Once this Georgia game ends, depending on what happens, one of the biggest takeaways I have, I really think that Texas could win that game against Georgia. There's a lot of bleeding that's happening right now with this Georgia team. Will ask the question though: couldn't that F with Ewers mentally? Ewers right now is way ahead of Hurts as a passer when he was in Alabama. That is true.
I would agree.
I do believe that Hurts was a junior. Quinn Ewers is a 5th-year senior at this point. That is a ballsy throw by Carson Beck that he just threw. That's a good point. I just think though, if Nick Saban's willing to make that transition when a guy's struggling, that it's okay to do it. I'm not for say that it happens in the SEC championship game. That's not what I'm pitching here. I'm pitching. Who else is on their schedule? I need an example.
I would say the best way to keep sane as a quarterback is to just say, okay, it's the head coach's decision. Head coach made a decision. All right. I did what I could. Coach made a call. And whether it was right or wrong, it was out of my hands.
Great example. That you play Kentucky on the 23rd. Say you go down 10 at halftime to Kentucky. Quinn Ewers throws a pick and he's struggling. You're not pulling back on Quinn Ewers and say, we're benching you next week. You're just saying, we're not getting out of this offense what we need right now. You're misfiring, whatever it is. We're going with the guy who's just consistent, accurate, move the chains guy. And it's also, I don't think a ton of people realize how much of a mind F it is for an opposing team when another quarterback trots out there.
Yeah.
We're not talking about a different running back. We're not talking about a different receiver, defensive lineman. A different quarterback that plays the game a completely different way. You can really stress a defense when your whole game plan the whole week was tailored to one guy. And when your game plan works successfully to disrupting that one guy, you're not prepared to go against the other.
I think it's why the tried and true method of, all right, we're going to have a big stiff up there at the one spot. And if he goes down, here's our super fast mobile guy come in. You see teams win those games, come out and why? Oh, how are they still up? Big fella went down. The pure pocket passer went down, and now backup McGee is running all over him.
Backup McGee.
They're not ready for it. They're not. The defensive line isn't now. They have to shift gears into true contain, which they haven't practiced all week. The linebackers, their keys are all messed up now. No, it definitely gives a different look. And Ewers and Manning they're both good, but they different enough styles where I think it could create a different, a unique dynamic for a defense to have to combat.